Let's go ahead and open up the meeting, and Kelly.
Henry County Commission, Henry County, Missouri, Thursday, June 26, 2025, 24th day of the April term. The Henry County Commission met pursuant to adjournment at the courthouse in Clinton, Missouri. Those members present were Jim Stone, presiding commissioner, Mark Larson, North District Commissioner, Jake Bradley, South District Commissioner, Kelly Merritt, County Clerk. At 9:09 a.m., Commissioner Stone brought the meeting to order. The agenda was approved as presented. The minutes from the Tuesday, June 24th, 2025 meeting were read. Commissioner Bradley made a motion to approve the minutes. Commissioner Larson seconded the motion. Motion carried. Expenditures for the following departments were approved to be paid: employee benefits, law enforcement GR, court administration, buildings and grounds, general county government, juvenile, assessor, university extension, inmate security, senior citizens service tax fund, and 27th Circuit Treatment Court. Stacy Shanks, Davis School District constituent, addressed the commission regarding the Davis R12 school issues. She shared her concerns with the district and how it is being administered. With the unknowns of the contamination and safety, she does not feel safe sending her children back to the district. Stacy shared that now that there have been 4 board members resign, the commissioners will have to appoint the members. Commissioners shared that they will take the appropriate steps in appointing individuals to the board. They would like to interview individuals who are interested in running for the board for board members. What is best for the children is the main concern. Karen Mefford, Davis R12 superintendent, shared information regarding the district. There are 4 board members who have resigned and the commission must appoint new members. Karen shared that one of the questions she gets asked is how much they are spending per pupil. She shared that the number is $14,731. They currently have 24 students that should be returning in the fall. She shared statistics of Davis R12 and surrounding schools. The final date for Davis accepting applications is July 1st, and they will start to conduct interviews on July 2nd. The process needs to be expedited due to the board not being able to do business. Dana Tribble shared concerns with the fly ash testing in Davis School District area. Commissioner Larson shared his opinion on the fly ash testing. He stated that he has done pretty much everything he can do as a commissioner in the testing process. It was asked by Tia West how Mark felt about moving Davis School back to the building and if the board had made a mistake moving the students back to the building. Mark stated he believes it was a mistake. Jim was asked his opinion. Jim stated he had mixed emotions about it. Commissioner Bradley was asked the same question. He stated that no, he probably wouldn't have sent his kids back to that building. Beth Wilson shared her concerns with being in a tough position as a school board member because taxpayers are not pleased with holding school in the basement of a church in another school district. Dennis Bowers, Road Bridge Supervisor, attended the meeting. He shared documentation on South Match monies, Northeast 100 Road Bridge in Bethlehem Township. Commissioners signed the South Match documents. He also presented documents for a temporary easement with Frank and or Souls Merrifield and Day Terry Denise Terry Trust in regards to Southeast 450 Road Bridge in Leesville Township. Commissioners signed all documents. Charlie Kidweiler, Davis Township, approached Jim Stone and Jake Bradley regarding 700 Road in Davis Township. At 10:53 a.m., Commissioner Bradley made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Commissioner Larson seconded. Motion carried with the roll call vote. Larson, yes. Bradley, yes. Stone, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Sweet.
Motion been made and seconded to approve minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye.
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 Small stack today.
You got that trust in you. The little.
I fixed it on my
I knew you were.
permanent ones when I seen it this
Yeah.
morning.
All right. I figured it.
I caught it.
All right. Okay.
July 1st.
Yep.
Can you believe it? This is the first day of the July term.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Beth.
Good morning.
How are you all?
Yeah.
Good.
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 Amazon done well. Amazon.
Toner for a printer.
Huh? What?
Toner
Yeah.
for a printer's on there.
Mm-hmm.
That is not cheap.
Let's see, I don't know. Probably not three off. Let the wheel off.
No, just, it's fine. Thank you. They get all jumbled up anyways, I just try to keep it. Go backwards.
Let's see.
Mark, are they gonna do another walkthrough on that VRO?
Probably, I'm gonna say it'd probably be at least another 2 or 3 weeks. They wanna get the grass up, so.
So it's not finalized yet. I have a couple of questions for y'all once we get through here about that. Oh, that's part of it. That's part of my question.
Okay.
Also, the Defender, that,
Yeah,
it's a pretty good, we took that out of opioid fund instead of
Yep.
the sheriff's fund, so.
yep,
just-
that's where
just
we
so
talked
you're
about it.
Aware. Makes more sense, great way to use that opioid
Mhm.
money.
Is that his opioid?
Yeah, I mean. Okay, so I received a bill from, so the one that came through was the one that we paid a couple weeks ago to the contractor. It was half of
Yep.
the job at that point. The bid was bid in the amount of $616,173.16 when they bid the job. I got a bill yesterday, or maybe it was Monday or Friday, I don't remember. It might have been Friday. In the amount of $252,128.38. Well, I got to investigating because I knew that didn't match what it said the balance to finish was on the last one. I knew it was 247 something. And it says on here that there was almost $7,000 worth of change orders done on the bridge. And usually the commission
I was
approves
gonna say, he
change
approved
it.
orders. Right. And so I couldn't find anywhere that we had maybe snuck, that I didn't realize what I was signing.
I didn't approve anything. I mean, it wasn't
So,
me.
that's
I
what
don't
I
think.
wanted to, cause I knew you'd been on that. Well, I've been watching that Kane's emails too, and on the little work order portion, I haven't seen anything that came through about work orders. So I'm not paying this. I have reached out to that, Kane, the project guy who was up there taking pictures and stuff, because we haven't seen anything on that $7,000 of change orders. So I know that they probably want their money, but I need to see some kind of proof that we have almost a $7,000 change order somewhere.
Yeah,
So I'm holding on to that.
Did you talk to Dennis?
I talked to Dennis.
Oh,
Dennis
Dennis.
was unaware of any change
Okay.
orders.
That's the person there.
So I reached out to the guy that was on that was checking it weekly. I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything yet, but
Okay.
I reached out to him right before. I was trying to solve this puzzle right before I left work yesterday.
Okay.
I did email him. I have no problem with signing the MoDOT, I mean, to get our money back, but I'm not sure that number's right. So I think
Yeah, we gotta wait on that.
I feel like we need
Cause
something.
nothing's in there anywhere on it, is it? Is it compared to, with the change order?
No. It has the 6,000 change order in it.
It does.
So, if it happened, it happened. I mean, if that's what, if
But
there
it
was,
should've been
but
approved.
I want to know where, why, and how.
It
I
should
mean,
have
that's
came
$7
through
grand.
here.
and it should have been approved.
It had
That's,
been
I would
through
have
here.
thought.
I can't get, in our business,
Right.
I can't, this all government, I can't just do something, say, oh, by the way.
Yeah,
I want
especially
this
when it's a
money.
big job. I knew what
Yeah,
the total was
yeah.
gonna be at the end. But I did call Dennis yesterday and he wasn't aware of anything either, cause I thought, well,
Well,
maybe it just
Mark
said
should have got-
me.
Should've
Yeah.
got something on it right there, cause he was
So-
the one signing off on it.
FYI,
Yeah.
I'm holding the bill until somebody can tell me something, prove something to me. And I will let you look at that so you guys can see and compare it to the bill before. And this was their total, I think that number's on that sheet.
60.
That was what they had bid. And, oh, this packet goes with it too, but I couldn't find anything and I just don't think.
Contract rate. 622.
I'm just hoping somebody somewhere can explain the bill to me and then I'll feel comfortable paying it.
Mhm.
And the bill dates are like 5/5 and
6/9.
6 something. So on the 5/5 bill, there was no change orders. So it had to happen within the last month, I would assume.
Well, 6/9, you had to, I'd signed something here.
Yeah, but the bill date up
Yeah.
at the top in the right-hand corner was like 5/5.
Yeah,
when
that's
it was
what I'm
actually
looking at,
created.
I was
Oh,
looking at the
signed it.
dates. Mm-hmm. It was 16/16. And 247 was the amount to balance finished then.
Right, and then they sent me a bill for like 250.
252.
I was like,
Mhm.
I did reach out to MoDOT and I thought I'd ask you today,
Yeah,
Mark,
cheers.
because I knew you had been up there
Yeah.
and been the one that they was,
Yeah.
so. thought
We
maybe.
gotta wait to sign this to Jacob.
I would
here.
not sign it until, because
Uh-uh.
I don't know what that number's gonna be.
No.
See, that number on the front
Doesn't
might
match.
change if,
That's right. Because that's what I was asking, if it's in there, somebody done something somewhere.
well, the MoDOT letter says they've looked at all the work and approved all the expenses, but
It's 7,540, looks like.
none of that
Is that right?
matches. No,
It doesn't match anything
none of
either.
that. That's,
Supplemental now.
not the same billing.
Hmm.
What's in question is the contractor's
Yeah.
billing, not the.
That's the
Great
LPA.
River. Yeah, not the engineering.
So that's
Engineering.
roughly a $5,000 upcharge for something.
Mhm.
If you look in that one column, down at the bottom, it says it's 6,000 some odd dollars. It says
Yeah.
CO1, change
Yeah.
order. Is what I'm assuming that means, because down at the bottom it says change order. and
What's this civil
6,000.
LLC? That's 6,000.
It's not,
I don't know.
that's not the contractor's billing,
No.
Jim, that's the
No, I'm-
engineering. And
yeah,
then
but
what we're
I'm just-
questioning is the contractor's billing.
But it had need to go through the engineering too.
It would have,
Yeah.
but it's showing as a change
It's
order
changed.
on there.
Mhm. But they had to put it somewhere.
I couldn't find that number in there.
I wish I could pull this off.
Well, and then that down at the bottom, it says imbalance
I
like
got-
$1,800. So I told the seller up there, I said, somebody's gonna have to explain this billing process to me because the math ain't mathing.
Mm-mm.
I don't understand.
Something's not right.
It's not apart. See what that. Okay.
So I'm holding on to that. If I don't hear from
Yeah.
Brent today, I'll probably call Zach if Dennis hasn't already talked to him. Or Lindsay, either one. See if they can give me some direction. I just thought maybe I had missed it or didn't understand something that I sent
Well,
through.
somebody missed it somewhere.
And so, will you see if those? So I called Dennis first before I did anything, because
Yeah.
I figured he would know.
Yeah, if he was out there. I assume he'd have been involved in it. Or Jake.
The first one was fine, we were right on target for it, but, oh no. That's what the holdup is on that if they ask.
Civil LLC, I think, is a company, is what that is. They're a DBE.
I ain't paying it.
Time to figure it out.
That's why you pay her the big bucks.
Huh?
That's why you pay her the big bucks.
That's right.
I don't know
Okay,
where you
we
guys
got-
are at, if you wanna
Yeah.
do a public comment or whatever.
Yeah.
If you wanna,
Did you want to speak today? Cause we haven't done anything, we're just, we're
I'm good. I'm just hanging out.
Okay, all right. Now, you didn't need anything, did you? Do you want to
Yeah.
speak?
I do.
Okay.
I wanna know where we're sitting on this senior tax deal, because I've talked to every county around us, and all of them are going on 2024. I've talked to the state tax commission, and they said it's up to the county commissioners, not them. So where are we at? Why are we still talking about 2025 when every other county's at 2024? When the law went into effect in 2023?
We talked about that last week. It's on the dates on where we can get the software in and actually implement. That's a big problem. And then we don't have enough time because it's got to go out on a tax bill. And that had, what, 8 days or something like that?
Yeah, it's yesterday,
Yeah.
the deadline is passed, it was yesterday.
Well, it's bad enough that the assessment went up when the house values went down. You ask any real estate agent, house values are down, but the assessment went up, and then they stick us with locking it in at this year. It's not our fault. You guys have had since 2023 to cure this. And it's 2025, so somebody's been dragging their feet. And it wasn't me. I paid my taxes on time, so.
Well, over the years, they haven't, there's only 44 counties so far as accepted, got it. But I don't know what's
Well,
gonna
I talked
happen
to
there.
every county that touches every county yesterday,
Yeah,
and they're all on 2024,
yeah.
because they all got their head out of their butt and started in 2023.
I agree with you.
So why didn't we?
Good question. Never did get out, passed. That's where,
I wouldn't wanna give that kind of answer to a judge.
well, there's nothing we can say, other than it didn't, nothing was coming up and nothing was satisfied there. That's what happened.
But I
I'd
know,
like to say
I know
something
in
different,
2023,
just
you had
like-
things going besides this.
just like we had to try to get this other, and we was going to do it, I thought, first year, but we didn't. And then I don't know whether that would have changed anything there. Now, according to what I understood, we can change it after the first, didn't it? The first year, isn't that the way you
I'm not
understood
sure, the more I keep digging into that, I'm not sure actually if you can,
that? Okay, see, that's where,
unfortunately.
just, that's where
I
everything's
mean,
at.
we could give it a valiant effort,
Yeah.
whether, I'll put it out there for us to revert back for the other people that come in. I personally, I'm gonna have to do more
Huh?
in research to find out. I've seen things that said that you can, I've seen things that said that you can't. So it's kind of up in the air. Bottom line is it took too damn long.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody can sidestep stuff all they want, but the bottom line is it lays at the commission's feet.
And if we'd have done it,
It took too long.
if we'd have done
just
it
took
back
too
then,
long.
what would have happened, it would have been just the county tax and the senior citizen tax. That's it. That's the two that have been frozen. That's what was going on. Because there's too many of them, just like now, Bates County, theirs is just the senior tax or the county tax, and I don't know, is it just their county tax, I believe? Did you talk to them?
yeah. I
They
talked
just
to-
froze one
They
tax.
didn't say how many they froze, I
Yeah.
just asked them on the
Yeah.
personal property
Well, they-
senior freeze, and they
Yes, they
told me
done
when
it.
they did it.
And that's what I'd said, fine, because at that time, we could done it, it'd have made $5 difference, taxes. Because county tax is not that much.
No, school tax is what kills us.
And school tax on this, I don't know, because some of that you can't freeze, isn't that right? That's what you'd found out. That has to go, has to be in a
Everything-
lawsuit first.
In any statute, I don't care which one it is, I don't care what it says.
Yeah.
Until you take it to court, it's not a law.
Yeah,
Because it's all up to the interpretation of what the judge decides. I mean, there may be some statute in there that says you can't do this, and everybody thinks, you can't do this, and you go to court and you win. Now, it's not you know, so, this, I honestly don't know what to say. I've tried to get this since January 1. And I was more on the side that, and I've told people this from day one, I came into this and Jim probably knows 10 times more than I do about how this government stuff runs. My thought process was, you know what, I'm gonna push this as far as I can until somebody comes to me and says, this is illegal, you can't do it.
That's the only way you can get anything done.
Well, and it truly is, and I know there was a whole lot of concern about, well, if we do this, we may get sued, or we may get, and I'm of the mind, and this sounds terrible to say, but the bottom line is if you're in charge of a road district, you ain't got enough money to do what you're doing now. How the hell are you gonna sue the county? Where's that money gonna come from? I mean, that sounds terrible to say, but it's the honest to God truth. So we should have just implemented it and let the chips fall where they may
And see where it
and
comes out.
see what happens.
You gotta see where it shakes out.
It
The
does.
townships is not the problem.
They've been to
Townships,
school.
just like here, because the townships get the money from us.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, they get a small part of the levy, but then the townships get paid by us,
Yeah.
the gas tax, and that's what we need to give them. And that we give them out every year, and that changes, that can change. And depending on what all takes place there,
It-
and how
it's-
much you gotta do.
It's just a bad situation. I mean, it is. If I will tell you that if I can find a loophole to where we do in 2025 and if that's the way it goes, and we can go back to 2024,
We're
then
gonna do,
then I'm going to over the top push for it because I think that's fair and that's what's right. That's what everybody, well, at least two of you.
it just seems weird that we're the only one in the general area.
most others didn't get it.
Some of the-
Surrounding was pretty close to the end of last year.
Some of the issue is the, and you'll have to forgive me, computers are like over here and I'm over here.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know a whole lot about them. But the software package that we have, what we're being told is that whatever we get has to line up and intermix with it and use with it. I don't know, Scott told me there's two guys that own it, two brothers, I guess, and I don't know them from Adam. I guess for me, maybe we need to look at that too. Maybe that's something we need to look at, because if we are doing things in such a way that we're not doing the best that we can, and we're just kind of sliding by mediocre, this is where it bites you in the ass.
Yeah,
Is in scenarios like this. This kind of heads down a little rabbit trail, but it's even our internet service. Every time I talk to somebody up here, our internet service is going down. And I'm sitting there thinking,
must be Spectrum.
well, it is. And I think Chuck had talked to Mark or something I heard through there that he wouldn't, I'm surprised he hasn't come to us yet, about maybe switching over to Socket, because Socket's like $600 cheaper with a whole lot better. So, I mean, something like that we need to do.
Yeah.
It's just instead of just, well, let's see what happens. We'll give it another month.
I've
I
never
mean-
had a problem with Socket at all, and I've never heard anybody that's hooked up with them that has.
And I don't know either. Yeah, like I said, I have no idea even how stuff works. So, but it just seems to me if it's cheaper and nobody's having issues with it, why are we just
That's a
hanging on to
no-brainer.
what we're hanging on to?
That's a no-brainer to not do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Does the courts have
Did
anything
you
to
see
do
all the
with that?
Spectrum trucks out this morning?
Don't they have
The
their
courts
own?
have their own.
They have their own.
Yeah,
Chuck and I have been talking about
something happened.
switching.
Oh, yeah,
We've been
Spectrum,
seeing what it would.
I had to completely get rid of them because they couldn't keep nothing running right.
I just.
TV or nothing.
We just, and this is, like I said, I've been here about 6 months, whatever it is. It's just for somebody that didn't know anything at all. I mean, literally, didn't know anything at all about the inner workings of this government. Man, it's like, really? If I ran my business like this, I'd have been belly up years ago. I mean, and that's terrible to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, guys, you know, if we find something that works or that we understand, and in saying that, you got to do the research and back it up and make sure, because, you know, I can come sell you, you know, ice to an Eskimo type deal. That's pretty simple. A lot of these guys, that's what they do. But we need to move on it.
Yeah.
Not just sit here. You know what? We may make mistakes. We may decide we're gonna do something and it just blows up in our face, but you don't learn and you don't improve if that doesn't happen every now and then. And the public, I'm just gonna say this because I used to be the public, they need to understand that. The people up here are trying to do the best that they can with the information that they have. But they're all gun shy because it's like, oh man, we might get sued, we might this, might, so be it, bring it. I mean, that's my mindset. I mean, if I've made so many business decisions that it's like, you know what, I'm either gonna really pan out or I'm gonna lose my ass.
Yeah.
But that's part of doing it.
You don't
And
learn if you
you're
don't
not-
make
you're-
mistakes.
Yeah, you're not gonna get any better. This county's not gonna get any better. It's not gonna run any smoother until people quit being afraid. Do your best, the best that you can. That's all you can do. But you can't do it afraid. I mean, I can't make a decision based upon if I'm gonna make you mad, I'm gonna make Amy mad. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't, because all it does is later on down the line, as we have found out,
They did.
it comes back. And now you're really mad because we didn't do anything. So I personally, I'd rather piss you off doing something wrong than piss you off for just sitting here in this chair and not doing anything.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes you gotta take chances to improve.
well, you do. And I mean, that's where we got bit on this. I mean, it is. I mean, everybody can make excuses all they want. There's no excuse. Drop the ball. It needs to be put out there, it needs to be said, that's
Gotta go in and do
exactly
stuff.
what happened.
I'll say something when we got a break. Can I break?
Yep,
One of the things, probably the biggest things, is to do the best thing for the county and not just like here. Some of the decisions we make can be costly because you get money. The trouble is we get a lot of money from the state
Yeah.
and a lot of different places. And if you can pull that, and guess what? Then all of a sudden you don't have any money here. Now you can't operate on nothing.
Yeah.
Just like here. The wages keep going up around here, it's just like here, and everything else we're doing. But that's the whole county that's causing it. Nothing we can do about it, but we're supposed to operate and keep it going. It'd be heck if it comes just like us, some of the things we make decisions on. We had one here a few years ago, was on the Indian, the reservation type deal. Guess what? We had to make a decision right here. We're one of, I think, 5 or 6 counties that get that money. You go downstate, well, we need you to send some of that money to us. So we can't, I mean, we don't have to, so
Yeah.
we don't. Now, that's a decision we make, but that's some of the things you gotta deal with. And some of the talk you can do can be awful costly.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And you don't wanna, as far as I'm concerned, I do run it like a business. And I try to do what we can, just like here. When we came in, a lot of the offices had a lot of, I call it, they didn't need all the people they had. And one was Rick's office. Look what happened to that office. You can see it now, Kelly's handling it with 2 people. And she needs another one. But just like her, you used to have 4 or 5. And some of the other offices had lots of people.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
there's
you
staff
can't,
everywhere you
well,
go.
then you're ridiculed, what are you doing? So you can't operate like that, but the next thing is, you better figure out how much money you got coming in and how to make that work. It's just like I said, everybody wants to spend money, but the year and come January, guess what? Then the money's gonna have to be accounted for, because if you don't have the money to shell out, then you haven't got it. And that's what I'm saying. And just like a Senate Bill 190 or 657, I'm 100%, just like the biggest part about it. Then you got people talk about just the other bill that's worth more money anyway, makes more sense for seniors. Bruce knows it real well. And that's makes more sense. But just like down there at the state, they didn't do a lot of thinking when they implemented it. Out of 44 counties, every one is a different scenario what they're doing. Just like up in Cass County, of course they're a class 1 county. I'm class 2, acting as 1. But anyway, they can do a lot more. But just like them, sales tax is what they live on.
Yeah.
We can't live on sales tax. If we live on sales tax, we won't be up here. We won't be spending money like we're having it. It doesn't, for us, when you get into $1 million, it's a lot of money to us. Same as 500,000. It amounts to a lot of things that we can do. Just like Sheriff Brown just got this one, that one detective to be able to check people. Wonderful thing, but it's 40,000. You don't just pay for that with thin water.
Yeah.
They can't say, well, we're gonna do it, we'll bill it, just bill it to us. Well, guess what, there's a payday. You gotta make that payment. Same
Everything's
as
got a
the-
balance on the bottom.
Same as the red bridge barn. All that equipment don't come cheap, and somebody's gotta pay for it. Now, and that's what we have done. And some of that, yes, came from the ARPA money, but we could do it later. That's what they came out. So we did do it, and we done it. And it's probably a bad decision. If you talk to the senior, well, we should have shuffled it back to the county. Everybody in the county get a check. Well, guess what? That don't work either. I mean, it'd be virtually, it's awful hard to do. And number 2, just like here, it's still, we're spending it for the better of the county. Just like now, the roads we're hoping are taken care of better. I assume that, Mark. The equipment we had, every time you went out and worked on the bridge, before we even got ready, we spent a week working on a piece of equipment to build a bridge. That's what happened. Now it's changed all that. And some of that came in, and yes, it taken commissioners, and some of that had to be done, and commissioners made their choices. Now, if we'd have said, no, we're gonna do it, just like we don't have to raise the taxes. We can change that, but there's a limit on what you can do, because the state guides that for you. Just like they say, you're either gonna get your tax up and evaluate everything the right, or guess what? We're gonna come in and do it. And they have done it in some of the counties.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets serious, and you can say what you want, then the state's gonna say what they're doing, and you really, as a commissioner, don't have a word to say about it. And a lot of things, and like I told Mark, and then when you come in, you may have a good name and everything, a big name, but you have less power than most elected officials here in this courthouse. Because some of the things you can say, but you can't really back up. If you can't back them up, why should you say it? So, that being said, we need to move ahead. Yes, Bruce?
Just make one comment.
What?
I've said this before, you need to put your energy in the House Bill 2050. That's the circuit breaker.
Circuit breaker. That's what I was trying to think.
If your income's low enough,
Yep.
you can get all your tax.
Oh, I know, but you gotta be like 30,000 or under.
That's the problem. They haven't raised that since 2008 when they
The
started
only
that
ones that
program.
qualify for that are the guys that's sitting out by Walmart with a help sign.
Well, House
Beggars.
Bill,
Walmart work.
Help people at
Hey.
Walmart make 30 grand a year.
House Bill 2050 is attempting to address all of those problems with that program, but it's just floundering in the state legislature.
I got about,
That'll
I
give
got
people
no
a lot
faith
more
in
money back.
state and federal governments anymore. They got proved to me that they're a bunch of crooks.
None of it's
Years
gonna
ago,
work.
and they
Huh?
ain't changed.
I said, none of it, bottom line, none of it's probably gonna work because the state sets things up for them not to work. That's the
That's-
whole issue in a nutshell. They
Well-
want their money and then they're gonna sit on high and go, hey, guess what?
Well, on
counties,
this
we're gonna
program,
give you
the
this.
state, this would take money from the state, whereas Senate Bill 190, state's exempt.
All they done is Senate Bill 190 is strictly for a political
That's just
move
the
to get
counties
somebody
that
voted
hammer
in.
on that.
Because it sounded good for him to do that
But
and,
this circuit breaker actually.
Every
would take
bill's
money
that way.
out.
oh, yep.
Every
that's right.
bill is for somebody to either buy a Beamer, a Cadillac,
Yeah.
or a reputation.
So anyway, but that's where it's at. I'm neither nor, but we do have to, and right now we're trying to stamp all these and we're doing that. Just like there, we got still several of them to go through.
You need an auto pen. Work
Hey.
in DC.
Our
Even
stamper,
senators could use
our
auto pen in
stamper,
DC.
our stamper's slow. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So anyway.
You got a manual stamper, you need one of them electric ones.
That's what I need. I can put that on the agenda here.
I mean,
That's
you can
something we
put it in
need.
her office, she can
Whoever's,
sign it before she
whoever's
runs
here
to you.
needs electric stamper. Kelly, can you see about getting me that?
Let me see if I
Yeah.
get my stapler.
You need an electric auto pen.
No, I'm afraid that doesn't work here.
Yeah,
I have to do it the old way.
only in DC.
And I can't help it. We have to work and I spend a lot of hours working at it.
Yeah,
And I've probably spent more hours in last year on the commission that I've done since all the time I've been here. And I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm just saying, just like this. I think some of this we went through, we can say all we want, but if we'd have went through before, yes. And my big thing, I said, fine, just set it and move ahead. You could have adopted it, but never done the program, and guess what? We'd have been sitting and we could have done anything we wanted,
yeah.
but we didn't do that then. And that's a mistake.
Hindsight's 20/20.
You bet. That's why it'll just like
At
here.
least it is.
I know what you got, but just like here, and I'm not for sure where this is gonna end up either. Cause that's getting bigger and bigger, more problems.
Yeah.
Cause none of the counties have to be alike. Just like Benton County is not the same as St. Clair County.
No, the Benton County property taxes are a hell of a lot cheaper than Henry County's.
Yes, guess what? And that assessor's getting, I think, there's some problems there. But they have problems anyway down in Benton County. So I better not.
We should
don't wanna-
choose a different county.
Yeah, let's choose a different county
We
than
choose a
Benton,
different
right?
county right now.
They're in trouble there.
You can't say county government and say one that does not have problems, because when you
Well,
put that government word in there, there's problems.
You got
Because then you're
problems.
Dealing with the state and the feds, and that screws up everything.
Well, anyway, if you don't care, we need to move ahead.
Go right
Because I
ahead.
really need Mark down here. We got a little job. And we need to continue on that. I'd like to get done a little bit caught
Not
up
until
today.
I'm done.
Oh, Kelly's got some. Yes, Kelly. Oh, now what?
Scott Lorgy wanted me to share this information with you guys,
Oh.
just so that you know. This is his assessments, how many he has, and I mean, he just wanted you to get a glance because of this that we just adopted.
Oh.
And it shows like his timelines and things like that, so he just wanted to share it with you guys, so.
This is stuff that comes up too.
Yeah,
Gotta follow it, and we can't help it. We're dictated to that, whether we like it or not. We may not say, no, we can tell you this, but guess what? If it can't be done, that's gonna be costly, and that's gonna be a lot more costly than anything we can do. They may not have to worry about it. Because it's a
well, there ought to
date.
be some kind of grants and stuff out there to help with the electronic part. There's grants for everything else in the world.
We sure haven't been so far that I know of, do you, Kelly?
I don't work in their
Software.
offices, I mean.
Oh, that's
I
collector's
know-
office. But so far, they haven't been grants coming through on that.
Grants are
know,
mostly taxpayer money anyway.
You can apply for
That's-
grants.
Yeah,
That's
so
right. That's
if I'm
taxpayer
spending it,
money.
I might as well get something out of my tax money.
Typically, you know, I can
True,
speak
that's
for,
why it
Yeah.
Keeps the system in place.
I can speak for election grants because I've done it for a while. Well, my new election equipment cost me $500,000. I mean, I'm just throwing out a number, and
Yeah.
the state sent me 10. I mean, that was my grant.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, while there might be a grant out there for it, it's not gonna.
Not to amount much. Anyway, that's what it was. One of the things I dislike, and anyway, I don't care what you say, I try to do what's best for Henry County. I don't care what decision it is. When I went in here, that's one of the things I said. I don't care what I'll do. I may make mistakes. I'm not gonna say I don't make mistakes. But I will try to correct them if I can. If not, but still yet, I'm doing what I feel like's the best thing for all the citizens in Henry County. And it's not just like myself. Hey, I'm all in for all that. Because believe me, I'm a senior also. It's
Oh, yeah.
well worth it. I'd love to do it, but I know what the
Just a little
problems
reading.
right now.
This is
are
on
out
the
there. Just like here.
opioid litigation that I
Yeah.
sent you, that we're
Like
the
I
one
said,
that we had
to
to
my
act
wife, I
on.
said, well, we'll
This
fill
is
one out and
the
send it
same
in.
thing, and
But I said,
I've just
the
gotta have
state's
Jim
probably
sign
gonna
it.
wipe it out before we do it, before we get it. And if we can change it back, if we could, that'll happen. That's one of the things there, but if we can't, we can't. Nothing we can do about it. Well, what do you make, 3 copies?
No. It's just one.
Well, this is, these two are the same.
Well, the first one has more
Oh.
information than the second page does.
Fine. Yeah, most of these are, I know. Well, I know what it's got to be. BOE is the next thing on the list. That's
Kelly, before I go, I was just curious, is there any more interest that you know of for the school board?
No, ma'am. Only the ones that we had. The other day, I checked with the superintendent yesterday just to see if there was more that we needed to schedule, and there had not been any more when I talked to her yesterday afternoon.
Is this,
Okay.
And you guys did decide you are gonna live tomorrow. So they will be on live. They may not record like Mark does, but they will be on live YouTube because it is an open commission meeting.
So it'll be during commissioners meeting? Or wait, there's tomorrow's Wednesday?
We posted a special agenda
Uh-huh.
that the commissioners will meet at 8:50 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
The interviews will begin at 9 o'clock. There will be no public comment, that is on the
This is-
agenda. It is specifically to interview. But that has to be open. And so we've had questions about live videoing, and so they are going to do that. But we are scheduled to wrap up at like 10:30.
these were,
Okay. And the ones that were gonna be held by phone, did they get scheduled? I know that there were a couple of them.
I have
This is
6
for
out of
that
7
opioid
scheduled.
deal. That's what I got
Um,
signed to do that.
The other one,
That's all right.
so the way that it was
Right,
handled
yeah,
was they were contacted and told to call
Cause
me.
that
to
amounts to a
schedule a
lot of
time.
money.
Good.
Here's one, Eddie,
And
here's the one we're
only
doing
one person
right
has
now.
not contacted me.
It's an opioid settlement that we
Hopefully
signed up
that person
for,
does today, but
6 years ago. It's
If they
now
don't-
coming
Christmas will
through
be there.
and we
I mean, I
get, the
can't tell
county
you that's on
gets
them.
several thousand,
I'm not gonna be here
100,000.
tomorrow. I have.
And what we're doing,
serious
just
stuff,
like
but,
this, this test machine for,
I know
checking for
nothing
drugs.
reached out to this
we
person.
bought one of
so
that with it.
That's all we-
That, I mean,
Some of that's
at what
being
point
done,
do
but
you?
guess what? That was done by the commissioners
Understood.
that we signed up for it.
person?
And it was
They do have the
actually,
phone number of everybody, so if they feel like they wanna call that person after they interview
I
everybody
don't,
else.
I think
guess
that
they
was
would.
before Rick and Dale. Back then. That's how many years ago it's been.
Yeah.
And that was something we
Yes.
looked ahead.
I talked to
try
them
to do the
yesterday,
right
they're gonna
thing.
do theirs at the same
State
time because they're
moves
gonna
real
be
And
quick.
the
traveling,
state,
but they're gonna be
the
on
state,
phone.
guess what? The state didn't do it. Now the state came in, they're wanting some of this money that we get because of it. Because we get it off the top. Then we get a cut of the
They've
state.
always got their hand out, no
So,
matter what you do.
but anyway, that's some of the things you wanna talk about while we do.
Oh,
That's something we have to do.
I didn't say
And
you
just
guys
like that,
couldn't
and
do
I'm not
anything.
saying,
I just said you drug your feet on one.
well, yeah, I'm not gonna argue the point. I'm not gonna argue the point there.
Speaking of dragging feet, look what just walked in.
Thank you.
Hi,
Good morning,
Dennis.
Des.
Morning. You're trying to get me on camera.
Maybe you should check your live feed, Dennis.
I did.
You might be on camera.
I doubt it unless you changed one of them.
It's been
I
changed.
didn't change a thing.
Okay.
Kelly?
I didn't change. Jim, did I change anything?
No, she did not do it. I'll be a witness to that deal I know about.
Are you telling the truth with the intent to deceive?
No,
I'll know here in a moment when I get back to the office, I'll pull her up.
well, you can pull it up.
I wouldn't pick my nose, Dennis.
Kinda aims right at
Said I
you.
wouldn't pick my nose if I were you.
And we're getting all these back here too.
I'm just trying to quit coming.
Can you fill the rest of that? I signed it. I signed it. Oh, hold it. Another one? Thought there was just one. Twice. I need to sign that other one too.
Yeah,
I better.
please do. That one
I
too.
just seen that.
Did you find anything out on my BRO?
I was getting ready to ask you the same
I
thing.
sent Mr. Fan an email yesterday after I talked to you, and I hadn't heard anything of this morning, so, but I just held it back, I'm not gonna pay it until
Well,
somebody.
whenever I leave here, I'll go back to the office and give him a call and see if we can communicate.
Well, I thought if I didn't hear something from him by the time I left here, that I might call Zach or, the guy that sent me the bill. Yeah, I couldn't find anything, I went through all the paper, all those emails that he sent, and then down at the bottom it says something about a work order, never once did I see a work order mentioned. But on this, when I do it, so this was the first bill, no change orders. We paid this portion and then this is what we were supposed to have left. With this being the total original contract. Well, then on this one, they've got a whole column here,
Well,
something about
I gotta
galvanized
go try to
steel,
find a pair of shoes for a
almost,
wedding.
you know,
For a wedding.
for a change order.
Yeah,
It bumped me up to that.
and trying to find size 15
I don't
shoes,
see anything,
it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
I don't need it. I don't know what that's about.
so. I'm not gonna
I
pay
can't
it.
help you there.
Your daughter decided to change
I'm not gonna
color.
pay it till we figure it out
No, I
because
gotta go find
commissioners have to approve changes, don't they?
Have a good day.
You too.
All right.
I
Careful.
have to.
I would too.
Besides, I need to stretch my legs.
So I'm just curious, but that's.
Are you guys ready for me?
We are.
Yes, sir.
Jake, or-
Yes,
Jake's not
sir.
here.
Okay. We'll be on camera, might as well have my drink with me. Got plans for the Southeast 100 bridge out here. With that being said, they told me what beam size I need to order. So this is the specs that I typed up for
The beans.
the beams. So if you guys approve it today, then I can get it in next week's paper, hopefully. and then we can open the bids on the 15th.
Is that for me?
That's for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Does somebody have something
The
on
bridge right now is 38 feet long. They're wanting to make it 10 feet longer. So, anyway, with the slope and stuff and the banks and stuff, that's what we're gonna have to do.
$33 by 100.
Thirty-three
what's
inch
this?
tall. They're 33-inch tall beams, 130 pounds per foot, 50 foot
50
long.
foot long, 130 pounds per foot. Okay.
They come shipping primer on it,
They
right?
ship them direct to my lot.
Yep.
Well, no, they come with shipping primer, that gray that's on them, that's all that is. Are you guys going to try to start putting the finish on them to where 40 years from now?
It won't do us any good to put the finish on them right now, because when we take them out and put them on the beam, on the bridge, we have to weld them to
Weld them to it,
cap.
okay.
But what I've been thinking is, after we build these bridges, wait about 5 years, go out and put the reverse osmosis on them, then paint them.
Didn't pay them. I think it'd be money ahead for,
But like we just started really getting into this bridge thing 3 years ago. So, I mean, it's gonna be a couple of years before we start reverse osmosing and then painting them. Because I understand what you're saying, it's gonna make the longevity of the bridge last and stuff. But I wanna get that first initial exposure out there. Of course, we don't have on our roads, and the inspectors can tell you this, Mark, we don't have the corrosive as bad as the cities and the states do, because we don't put no salt down.
good point, yeah.
I mean, we could probably reverse osmosis these bridges 2 or 3 times before we actually had to
Put a
Paint 'em.
on,
because we don't put no salt down.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see that bridge there on Franklin Street, that's exactly what happened there.
I'll tell you what.
Salt got
If you,
Salt got it.
after you weld them, if you would put the OSPO on it, you'd probably be golden for years, 4 or 5 years. The thing is, you know as well as I do, once you weld it, now the rust has, next
It's
day.
got a
it's-
place
it's-
to start penetrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you did it, and the thing is, you can put that in the Hudson sprayer and just wherever your rust spots are, come back the next day, it will literally be iron oxide.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
When we've done those bridges for Windsor,
Yeah,
we sprayed them and they turned black, and then we went out there the next day, and there were some of them that we thought we had scraped down good, had flaked off,
Flaked
and
off.
we had to re-scrape them and do it.
yeah. It's a good product.
But we don't have the problem on the county roads as the state and the cities do, because we don't put salt on them.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So, I mean, we have a long time before we start showing rust. And that reverse osmosis, after using it, I'm big on it.
Yeah.
So, but if, with your guys' blessing, I'm gonna go ahead and get these bids put out. Better-
He doesn't need a motion or anything.
No,
Yeah.
how's your budget?
My budget's good on bridge beams.
You notice he kind of closed it
Yeah,
in.
don't look at the BRO, right? That's not his fault.
My budget's good on bridge beams.
FYI, I just received a email from Brent
Yeah.
King, the guy that I sent about.
Yeah.
And he said the project manager, John, is out this week and will be back on Monday the 7th. We will be happy to look into this and get back to you, so we won't have any answers until next
Okay.
week, guys.
All right,
With that being said, I'm going to need to, I still got culvert money, a little over 100 and some thousand. I'm gonna need to order some more culverts. So,
you go through them like water.
right now, we're putting culverts in, if it's not raining, we're putting them in. We
Hey,
got, well, matter of
there's a
fact,
lot
we
of
got
places.
2 out today, going out today, putting 2 in today. So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and
You
get
got
a
some.
culvert bid culvert package put in, and get them, cause we had them on a yearly bid mark. And, it's not due up till August, so that should carry me till the first of the year, then we can get on a calendar year rotation, hopefully. With all that being said, I've waited on my budget long enough, and I still got enough in my budget, and it was budgeted in my budget.
It's a lot of budget talk.
Lot of budgets in there.
He's trying to convince us.
Right.
I wanna go ahead and, bid out another new dump truck. Because I have 1 dump truck and 1 straight truck. We got some jobs coming up where I'm gonna have to start doing some long hauling, and I can't just sit and wait for dump trucks to haul material. So, no, I don't put a bunch of miles on them in a year's time, but when I do use them, I use them. So, with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and get a, bid specs put together and try to get it in next week's paper too, where we can open those bids on the 15th also.
What do you think you're gonna have to spend?
About 190,000. But I had budgeted in my budget 250. And I haven't touched that budget yet. But I've been looking through Premier Truck Groups, Custom One Truck Groups, and a couple others, and you're talking somewhere around 190. And that's for a brand new 2025 truck.
If you guys wanna look at his budget, I ran the road and bridge budget yesterday, so I can print you off one real quick.
Couldn't find a good user.
I don't wanna buy someone else's headaches. If they're getting rid of it, there's a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when we bought that road tractor last year. We looked and looked and looked and finally found one that had low miles on it. And
That's not necessarily good either, because it's been set.
it's been set.
That's the big thing.
So,
Oh no,
What happened?
I'm out of paper.
Oh my gosh.
but you guys just tell me yay or nay. And if you guys say yay, then I'll type up the specs and get it put together and get it to Kelly. But if you tell me no, I'll just bounce you about it and again in a couple months.
I'll be back.
I've got one, but I'm out of paper, I can't read.
Well-
But, yeah, it's in his budget, he's got it in his budget.
Huh?
It's
You
in
don't
there,
wanna,
he's got it.
well, tires he's out of budget, that's for sure.
That's why I gotta buy a new truck, because I can't afford tires.
That's why I wanted that truck, isn't it?
I was
That first
well, the
guy-
new,
that
new
first-
truck comes with tires, so.
The first couple
That's
of
why I
months,
come
we've done away, done my
That's why I
tires.
want a new truck.
The first
Oh.
2 months of this year done my tire budget did.
Mhm.
It did.
Had a couple of mistakes made and
Hey,
It happens.
you had to put 8 new tires on a trailer, that hurts.
and anymore, they're pricey. Everything is. That's the thing Yep. How's your people doing? Good, bad? Indifferent?
Maybe you don't wanna ask a question you don't want to answer to.
Maybe you should ask that on another day, Jim.
Yep, all
Not
right.
today.
Better days, better days. All right. Forget I asked it.
We had a bad day Friday.
Hmm.
No, Thursday.
Hmm.
Yeah, Thursday we had a bad day.
I'd say mowing could be a bad day every day right now.
That was our bad day.
No, getting stuck, I could,
Ain't been stuck yet.
you haven't.
Nope,
The 15-foot hadn't been stuck,
nope.
you ain't mowing worth a shit then.
They're doing a good job. Bad thing of it is, hooked the guide wire last Thursday and snapped the electrical pole off. And 3 hours later, after flagging traffic for Osage Valley, they finally had the power back on to everybody out in that area.
That could happen.
So,
Boy, you get a hold of that up the top and you're pulling down, it won't take much. You'll
what
snap
about,
it.
and I mean, it had 6 different guide wires coming off of it. So, I mean,
Yeah. Hey,
and the weeds are this tall out there, it's kind of hard to predict where them go in the ground at. And he
Yeah.
just barely snagged it and it snapped the top of that pole off and stuff went to haywire in a hurry.
yep.
So, anyway, I gave my business card to Osage Valley and told them if they needed to send us a bill for it or whatever, just send it to Kelly.
No wonder he's wanting to get that dang truck in before the budget.
Yep.
That's
I wasn't
exactly.
going to tell you that until Thursday, that way this would already be done.
As long as nobody was hurt.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you
Nobody
what.
was hurt
That'd be-
and no damage was done to our stuff and stuff. It just,
can't-
it snapped off one of them tall skinny poles.
Hey, I was mowing the road ditch myself. I was using my wing down in the first ditch because they had left the darn windrow and I'm not going to take my blades and put down that rock. So anyway, I was mowing and I was fogging the dust. I mean, it's fogged up. I looked up and seen a car pop over the hill and he was probably driving 50 mile an hour on gravel. And I thought, he can't see my mower sticking out in the road. He'll hit it. First thing I done, boy, I hit the PTO start shut, grabbed hold of the lever, started pulling them up. I said, I ain't gonna make that fast enough, so I gotta get over. Pulled over, caught Lenny's mailbox. I drug it across the road. You know, I didn't hurt it too bad other than the lid a little bit. And then the pot of concrete it was sitting in. So I happened to know where Lenny and him, so I called, said, hey, got a little problem. So anyway, come down, we fixed it. I told him, I got him a new mailbox and I said, I'm gonna fix it a little better this time. I'll probably drive a pipe down there and then set it on top of it so it don't fall over so bad. I said, need to be a little harder. But boy, it can happen pretty quick.
Vandalizing the detective's mailbox.
He just laughed. He
We
said,
got it on camera.
That's what I heard.
He admitted it to the FBI that he's out there destructing
He-
federal property.
He said he's real good. In fact, they come down and helped me put her back in. Got her set in the dirt. The other thing's still sitting. I got the mailbox and everything, but Sean's gonna build me a frame to set it on. So anyway,
So what you're saying is, it happens.
it happens. And I was a prime example.
So are you saying yes on my truck yet, Jim? Or do I need to wear you down a little more?
Hey, Doc, what do you
If
think?
you need it and it's gonna improve you being able to do stuff, then I'd say. If
I
they're
got-
only gonna get more expensive,
I can justify the use of it.
yeah.
Okay.
I know, little Dell, you don't wanna spend the money like that.
I'll just hate to see the end of the year coming.
Look at the bright side, we had it in the budget for it.
Okay.
It's better than have it in the budget, not have it in the budget, than try to find it.
Okay. All right.
So, do you have
Kelly?
anything for me,
No
Mark?
one's gonna have to
Did
keep track
Lynn
of
get a
this
hold of
money.
you?
He's,
Do what?
they
Yeah,
budgeted for it in
Did he get a hold of
January,
you?
you can't
And we
very
got
well
it
tell
to-
them in July.
Me and him's
They
been
want.
talking back and forth which one is.
He's
It's in his budget.
he's not sure where that road.
Have you analyzed that
is.
The
budget?
county line on
Yeah.
501.
Yesterday.
And
It should have a
It's
northeast
okay.
501 and a
I'll keep-
southeast
It is in
501
his
on the
budget.
I'll
same
tell you
post,
what,
and that's where it
always-
stops.
Just like
Really?
Rick Kyle last week.
Okay, because
I
the
said,
bridge,
Kelly, I
he's
told Rick, I
concerned
said,
about
Kelly tells me I'm not
the
Rick.
phone call I got.
I
was
said,
about the
you're right, Rick,
holes
she's
right in
not
front of
you.
that little bridge.
But I said, she's
That bridge
learning
is
right
in
along,
Henry
she
County.
knows
It
it.
is.
Some
Yes.
things.
Okay, and he wasn't sure where exactly.
There's good.
And I can go up
The big
there
thing
today
is
and
I
draw a
like our
mark
computer
across line
part.
for him.
Okay.
But he sent me
But
a
Chuck,
text message.
if we
last
see him,
night.
I'll need to talk to Chuck.
Yep, that's it, that's all I have.
I got it. I got it.
Jim, you got anything for me?
Guess not. Go ahead and get your quote.
Kelly,
Quit griping.
Go.
Now, will you be happy boy now?
do what?
You get to bid your truck.
Yep, I won't bug you Thursday now. I won't be up here.
Oh,
see
you
me.
won't.
No, but I do.
Uh,
I do want to get the record straight on one thing.
What?
Last week there was a gentleman in here saying that the township out here that we've been working for, they pay for us to haul the rock or the dirt off. He blades his rock to one side, pulls that ditch, we haul it off. Then he moves all the rock back to that side and pulls this ditch, and then we haul that side off.
I think I
So
know that person.
I'm not sure.
I think he's already been in here today.
oh,
Yeah.
it don't matter, but I just want to set the record
Thank you.
straight. He pays for, the township pays for all the dirt hauling. They pay for all the culverts that get put in. And any ditch work that we have to go out there and do or anything like that, they pay for all that stuff. It's not like that these townships are having to get free handouts or anything like that.
I think he's
And-
paying all that.
And so, anyway, I just wanted to set the record straight because I couldn't talk last week. So, anything else?
Nope. Thank you.
Be good. See you.
Thank you for coming in.
Happy 4th of July.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
I want to ask you, do we want to be filmed while we stamp and go through these?
it's completely up to y'all if y'all want to end session and
Yes.
go. I
Or
do
we
need
can-
a couple things, other things taken
Oh.
care of while we're in open session still.
Okay, let's go ahead.
There is an email that you received this morning from
Oh.
Ivan Schrader, at 8:57. Just need you to look at it in case you need to go into closed session before you leave here. I don't think that you do. It looks like, Ivan's in court anyways, so I just wanted to make you aware that you did have an email from Ivan.
Okay.
And there was something else. We are not shutting the parking lot down until Thursday, correct, Jim? That was the plan?
That's what I'd said.
Okay.
And I hope it works that way, because Thursday, it's gonna be bad enough Thursday. Because there'll be cars parked everywhere.
You ain't telling me nothing. I've been doing this for 20 years,
It's
Jim.
not our first rodeo.
Everybody,
Hey, I want-
everybody's like, I think I'll take vacation that week.
Hey, I wanted to tell David the other day, let me tell you something, it's not our first deal we've had.
Yeah.
The trouble is, if they forget, we've got a business we're running, and our business is a little different than this counts. 'Cause a lot
Yeah,
of-
before it really didn't, when we had all four doors open, I didn't, the issue wasn't there as present. Now that we only have the one accessible door, it kind of changes the game a little bit, in my
Mhm.
opinion, because that's our parking lot for the building. That's the only way they can get in. So I think that's what makes it different this year, makes it feel a little different than what it has been previously.
Okay.
Our lawn service did come and mow
Yeah.
yesterday. I was shocked after all that rain. They showed up, the sun came out, they mowed her.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they have kept it clean. That looks nice.
They
Bad
do a
thing, it
very
won't-
good
It
job.
won't look that good if they get done.
No, you better take a picture.
Yeah.
They do a very good job.
I don't see any need to call him. You?
No,
Okay. All right.
Also, tomorrow, the Davis School interviews. I don't know if you heard me say, I'm not going to be here. I've got
Yeah.
family stuff I gotta do. I have a list of who's coming in at what time. We scheduled them in 15-minute increments.
Mhm.
You can keep that list up here. Amy will be up here and she'll get the live going. The
Okay.
lesbies are who we have to phone interview.
Okay.
Everybody else will be in person. On that last slot, like I said, I've only heard from 6 of the 7 applicants. I mean, Mefford reached out to that person to let them know that they would have to call and set an appointment. I really don't feel like it's my responsibility to call and make him set an appointment if he was already told, or she was already told to set an appointment. I don't even know who it is. I will, you guys do have the number of all of those
Yeah.
people, so if you choose to call that person tomorrow, that's up to you. And that person may call today to get on the schedule,
Okay.
so.
All right.
But I will not be here, so is there anything that you need from me
Okay.
for that process tomorrow that I can do ahead of time?
Do we need to call Jake to be on that too?
I think he was expecting a
Yeah.
call.
I think he was. So can we tie them all in together? We should be able to. Put 'em
Oh,
on
on the
hold.
phone?
Yeah, I think I can do them on.
I know how to do it on my cell phone, but I don't know
Huh?
how to do it on these
That's
phones.
why,
But Amy may.
yeah, I don't know, maybe Amy does. Cause I think it's pretty easy if we could do it,
Uh-huh.
cause all you gotta do is join them.
Is there anything you need from me, for that tomorrow?
I can't think of anything.
So we got a copy of the application?
Yeah, you could
Okay.
keep that
Oh,
one here.
So
If
you
that
got it.
other person calls in, I'll just come up and add them to
Okay, alright,
the list.
okay.
Are you going to only interview tomorrow and then make your appointments on Thursday? I will be back Thursday.
I don't, are we, really only Jake here when we're doing that, don't you think?
Either that or when we, after everybody's done, we get Jake on the
Have some
phone
discussion.
and just,
Talk to him.
yeah,
And then maybe in Thursday's minutes, when we meet again, since that's Wednesday, we can do the official appointments in the minutes on that day, send out the letters on Thursday, and then, so you're not short any time.
right.
I don't think you wanna wait till Jake's back in person. I
Okay.
think the matter is too important, timely wise, that, the longer you wait,
The worse it
the
gets?
worse it's gonna be for the Davis School District, so. I think you need to do that this week, but that's my own personal opinion.
Okay,
They can't do business, and right now, school districts are in the middle of doing business that they can't do, so. You know, they're getting ready to set their tax levies, and they're getting ready, there are things that they have to have a board operational for right now, so.
okay.
Okay, I'm done yakking at you, you can end it if you want to.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that. Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion